I'm going to be making a skull face moth today, and I want it to be mounted in a way that I can stand it up on a frame, but I don't have a mould that would suit the shape of him other than the lid of this tombstone mould, which is for ice cubes. So I'm going to use that, and then he'll sit onto there. So I'm also going to be using some of the Buonite pigment in black and the Homeware Designs pigment in amethyst. So I'm just going to go and get some aqua cast mixed up, and then we can start pouring. I've mixed up my aqua cast, which is a water activated casting compound, and I'm just going to pour these two first because I don't want these coloured, I just want these plain. So I'm just going to do this one, and then also the stand, that just needs to be plain as well. So I'm just going to pour those two, and then I can add the colour once these are all filled up. So I'm just going to top all these up. Need to get down into that little point there, and then give that a little shake. Right, okay, let's just top this up a little bit more. And I'm not sure if I've got enough there for the rest of this, but I'm now going to add some of the black and some of the amethyst into here. So a couple of drops of the black, 3 drops of the black, and then I'm going to add a few drops, I think maybe 4 drops, no, 5 of the purple. And then I'm just going to swish that around, and then we'll pour this into the moth. So I'm just going to get this poured into here. Hopefully I've still got enough left. If not, I'll just have to top him up. Oh, I think I might just have enough. Yes, I have a little bit left over, so I'll find something for that leftover. Just going to give this a little bit of a wiggle and a jiggle. Right, that would do. So I'll see you back in a little while when these are ready to demold. These have all cured up now, so let's pop all these out. Nothing special about these two, so that's that one, and we're gonna do something with that one in a minute. Right, need to be careful getting this one out. Don't want to break off those points. Let's see if we can get it out like that. That's it. Right, so that's that one, and let's see if we can get this one out without breaking it. So points that I'm worried about the most. Right, so that's that one out as well. So they just slot together nice and simple like that. Right, so let's get the moth out. See how he's looking. Nice squishy mould, so it should come out nice and easy, which it does. Let's have a look. Oh, he's nice. Like that. Would have liked a bit more purple. I might add a bit more purple using some paint. Right, so we'll pop that to one side for a minute, and I think this background needs to be jazzed up a bit because he will sit on there. So I've got this stencil that I'm going to be using today, and I'm just going to place that over the top there. Let's do it about there, I think. Let's just move it over a bit. I don't want too much of the clock, I don't think. Right, let's do it there. And I've got some Pebeo modelling paste, and I'm just going to go over all of this stencil with the modelling paste, just scraping that over the top. So I'll just get all of this covered. So that's all covered with the modelling paste now. So I'm just going to gently lift up the stencil, and then we've got that nice design underneath. Just clean up around my edges, take off any of those bits. There we go. Oops, oh, I just stuck my finger in it. Never mind, that's okay. So that's how that's looking now. So we're just going to leave that to dry, and then we can give that a paint. So while the modelling paste is drying, I think we'll do a bit more to the moth. So I've got a silver chrome marker pen, and I think I want to colour in the skull part in silver. So I'm going to paint over most of his face with this. Apart from his eyes, I think we'll keep those black or grey. Well, we can add some black to that later. And then using this watercolour paint set that I got from Amazon, we're just going to highlight these purple areas, I think. So using this nice deep purple here, and then I'm just going to go over the wings, and that's nice and metallic, so that will show up more. So just random places, and also over the top of where that purple already is. So I'll just pop you on a quick fast forward, I think, while I do this. So that's looking a bit better now. And now I'm just going to use this other paint set, again from Amazon. And I'm just going to go in and just touch up some of this black and just make that a bit deeper in places. And also his eyes. Let's give him some deeper eyes. A bit more black. That's better. And then I think he's got some sort of cracks going on here. So just going to work some of that paint into there. And then the same with these cracks along here. Just going to put some extra black into those, and then some more down this bit here. So I think I'll pop you on another fast forward just while I do some of this. Right, that's looking more like how I want him. So I think we'll pop him to one side for a minute and then we can carry on with the bit that I've done the stenciling on. So now this is all dry, I'm going to use the Pebeo black gesso and I'm just going to cover the whole thing using the black. And then once it's dry, we can highlight some of the areas with some gilding wax. So I'll just paint all of this and then I'll see you back when it's all dry. This is all dry now and I've painted both sides of that, and I've also painted the stand black as well. So now I'm just going to use some Pebeo gilding wax in silver. Oopsie daisies. And just going to put a little bit on my brush there. Brush the majority of it off, and then I'm just going to dust over this detail on here and then just bring out all that detail that we did with the stenciling. So just lightly going over all of that, and then I'll also go around the edges as well. So just a little bit more on my brush there. Do round all those edges and down that bottom bit. That's that one done. Just go over that just a little bit more, I think. Right, so that's how I want it, and then he's going to sit on there. So I also want to do the same sort of thing with the stand. So I'm just going to brush over the stand and give that a silvery shine to it. And then that would look like a sort of brushed metal. So that's that one. And then the same again with this one. Just brushing over all of that black. And then we can move on to the next bit. So that's the stand all done. So that will fit together like that. Let's just put a bit more on that front, not that you'll see it because that will stand on there when it's finished like that. So let's pop that to one side, and now I just want to do a bit more to the moth. I'm going to be using the Let's Resin UV resin. It's the clear hard type, and I'm just going to pop some of that into a pot. And then I'm going to add some of the Super Sparkle White from Tracy at Mini Scenes GB. Just pop a little bit of that into there as well. And then give that a mix up. Right, let's just clean the end of my brush. Get that off of there. And then I'm just going to use a brush and then just paint over just the wings, just to give those a nice shine. So I'll just do this to both sides of the wings, and that one down there as well. So that's both the wings coated in UV. So I'm just going to cure that for a couple of minutes. So that's the moth's wings all nice and shiny now. So he will sit on there. And I was just thinking, I've got this purple gilding wax from Cosmic Shimmer. So I thought I'll just do a little bit of purple just round the outside of this frame as well. So just going to go round just the edges with this purple, just to give it that little something extra. So all the way around the outside there. Let's see how that looks. Yes, like that. Right, so I think the safest way to attach this moth is going to be by putting a layer of resin down and setting it into the resin. So I'm just going to go and mix up some resin, and then I'll be back when it's all ready. I've mixed up some Let's Resin 1:1 epoxy resin, and I'm going to add to that some more of the Super Sparkle White from Tracy at Mini Scenes GB. So I'm going to pop some of that into there and then mix that in, and then we'll give this a top coat, and then we can set the moth into that. So while I'm doing this, I'll just mention that today's video is part of the 31 Days of Halloween that's hosted by Alison at stressfullmumpaints. So there will be a playlist in my description box, so please check that out and have a look at all the other lovely makes that have been made for the 31 days. Right, I'm just going to push this out to the edges now. So just getting this all the way to the edges. It's got a lovely sparkle to it now with that super sparkle. So that's all covered now, and I've just raised it up off the surface just so as I can keep an eye on any resin that might be dripping over there, and then I'll just go around with my fingers every now and again just to smooth that over. So now we can set our moth where we want him. So I think that's about right there. So I'll leave that to cure now, and then I'll see you back in a little while. This is all cured now, and loving that background. It looks lovely now with that resin over the top of it. Very nice. So that's how it looks. Oh, and he's got a face on his front there as well. Yes, so I'm just going to finish off the back by adding some felt. So this is just like a peel and stick felt. Just going to get this backing off if I can, and then I'm just going to peel back that top section, so just about that much at the top, and then I can line it up without it sticking. That there. Is that okay at the top? Yes. And then I can stick that top down and then peel back the rest of it. So that finishes off the back lovely. Not that you see much of the back, but at least it's done. And then that just pops onto its stand. So there's my little moth skull done, all shiny and glossy. Lovely. So thank you ever so much for watching my video today, and stay tuned for the pictures at the end, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.